Hello. Welcome back, guys. My name is Keon. If you're new here, I make content about living in New York City, running my candle business, and last but not least, pursuing my acting career, which is what today's video is currently about. So today, I just wanted to discuss navigating these very dry periods of time. Like, there's nothing going on. There's not an audition in sight. Okay, you haven't had a callback in a while, you haven't been able to afford class, and you're just kind of questioning your life choices at this point. No, just me? So instead of spiraling, crying, rotting in bed, let's talk about a few productive things that you can actually do when you find yourself in one of these slow ass, dry ass, depressing periods of time, because honestly it happens, and it's not just for actors, it's for anyone who's in a creative field. So assuming that your finances are in shape, now would be a great time to get in class and stay sharp. If you can afford it, an acting class, movement, voice, speech, improv, a Shakespeare class, a scene study class, a technique class, any sort of class just to keep flexing that muscle, because acting is most definitely a muscle. When you don't use it, you lose it. And I remember coming out of the pandemic, like 2021, 2022, when I first started acting classes again, I was rusty. I couldn't memorize anything. I couldn't emotionally tap into anything. It felt like all of my acting skills were in a block of ice, and slowly over time, I had to like chip out that ice to access those same skills that I had developed over years. And if you can't afford a class, go to a bookstore, read some plays, go to the drama bookshop. If you're not in New York City, go to any bookshop, or order online, order a play and just read tons of plays, watch films, watch TV shows. And if you want to even expand outside of acting, take a writing class. Now we are on to item number 2. When was the last time you updated all of your materials? Do they need updating? When was the last time you got new headshots? Do they still look like you? Are they still the best representation of you? What about your resume? Is it completely up to date? Do you have all of your recent classes on there, all of your recent roles, and even your reel footage? Now could be a good time to, like I said earlier, go read some plays, find a new monologue, find a new scene, record it in your apartment, and just upload it to your Actors Access or casting networks or whatever it is that you're using. So option number 3, and this is something that I need to do my damn self, create your own work. I have been saying for years that I want to write a web series or a short film or just something, because I feel like I'm going to have to write the role that best showcases my skills as an actress. And I can honestly say, like, the past 2 or 3 years that I've had a manager and an agent, I'm very grateful for the fact that I've been called into rooms for auditions, but I can't 100% say that I've been super passionate about those roles and that they've excited me. It's the excitement has more so come from the fact that I'm auditioning out, I want to work. So I need to write the role that's going to excite me. I need to write the role that's going to best showcase me. And even if you don't want to take it all the way there yet and write a whole web series or short film, do what I'm doing, create a YouTube channel. That's why this started. I started this channel back in 2020 because I didn't have an outlet. Everything shut down. So I was in my little tiny apartment in my tiny room with 3 other people, and I started a YouTube channel so that I could have some kind of creative outlet. Also, now with having access to platforms like YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, like, you no longer need to wait for someone else to put you in front of a camera. Put your own self up in front of a camera, build your own audience, and you can have a group of people who are invested in you and the work that you put out there. You no longer need to wait for anyone else. The 4th thing that I would suggest is explore your hobbies and your interests outside of acting. And I know that this can feel a little bit like a betrayal. That's at least what it feels like to me. But I think about it in the sense of, like, I started pursuing acting at age 7. No, I was 18. That's when I took my very first acting class. I feel like I have a decent base level of training. I kind of want to take some time to explore other things that I've always been interested in. And I've always been interested in running a business, which is why I started my candle business. Like, I used to love playing those games on my iPhone of like running a restaurant or running a bakery. I love things like that. Having my small candle business has definitely been a way to fulfill myself creatively And it also takes the pressure off of acting. Like, it makes acting not my entire life, so that way every failure doesn't feel like it's so dire. Whenever it's a slow season, it doesn't feel like, you know, I don't know who I am anymore and I'm so unhappy because I have something else in my life that's also bringing me joy. You don't have to completely give away acting, but just mentally, it takes a load off. Along with exploring your other interests, I would also just say take some time to reassess your goals. Are you and your representatives even aligned as far as the roles that you're being submitted for, like the vision for you as an actress? When was the last time that you even just checked in to see how things were going, see if they have any recommendations for you? I have found myself needing to take breaks, and even right now, I feel like I need a break because it's hard for me to pursue acting if I'm not financially where I need to be. I'm not somewhat stable, you know? Or if I'm working all of these odd jobs that allow me to remain flexible, but then I'm so burnt out because the hours are so crazy that when I do finally have an audition, I'm not even happy that I have an audition. And as actors, like, that is a win. Don't get me wrong, booking is an even better win, but getting an audition is a win. And there should never be a time where I'm like, oh, I gotta try to fit an audition in. And I found myself having thoughts like that frequently. And this is supposed to be something that I love. It's okay to take a step back so that you can refine the joy in acting again, because it is a lot of work and it's hard, and no one cares about your small wins, and it can just be very disheartening, and it's hard to not get in your head about it. You know, you tell people that you're an actress in New York City and the first thing they ask is, oh, like, have you been in anything like that I would know? And honestly, you haven't yet. You haven't, and nobody cares that you had multiple callbacks for, you know, a role in a TV show. So these are my tips for navigating slow periods as an actor, and just remember that these lulls do not define you or your talent. There are so many factors that go into you not booking a role. It's not about who's the best actor sometimes, it's about who has the best look, and that role could just quite literally not be for you. And the thing is, we would never know. We would never know what the thing was that stopped us from booking. We are not in these rooms, so don't internalize any of it. Make your own work or choose any of these other tips that I gave you, and keep going. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my videos. See you next week.